I love it. We're having so much fun already this morning. Good morning, Cape Cod. We have got a treat for you today. We have two show people.
Show people. That's what we're gonna call it. Two sad people.
No, show people. I feel like the three of us all are entrepreneurs. We're all the people that kind of are like, okay, we've been handed this. We're going to do this. And we're making great things. Right? So welcome, friends.
That's debatable.
Get close up to that microphone, Holly.
Okay.
I just changed the microphone thing, so feel free to put your mouth on it. That's what you said. Sorry.
You can't, that's what she said, your own thing. If The Office has taught us anything, you can't, that's what she said, your own thing, Michael.
I think you can.
Yeah, I feel like you
just
can
watch
too.
how you hold it.
It's going to be one of those shows. So we've got Holly here from Ritual, and we've got AJ Hapenny, who's got a show coming up, paperback comedy over at Naukabout. Say good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
Guten Tag. I just looked at the Dwight over
Yeah,
there.
right. Good. I have you here for comic relief because we kind of have a serious situation to talk about with Holly.
Yes.
Sadly.
What happened? How can I ruin this?
Oh my God.
No more than it's already ruined.
That's it. She'll put a spell on you, so you better watch it.
Oh, I'm already cursed. I think an extra curse will be a plus at this point.
Oh, right. Well, thank you so much for volunteering to come here and talk to everyone about all the things that you have going on. For good, the bad, the ugly, the support.
Yep.
We have such a unique community on the Cape that when we have to employ it or we ask for people to come out and support us, we really do. They do. I mean,
it's insane. The community support that I've had so far has just been amazeballs.
Yeah.
And can I say amazeballs?
Yeah, well, it's not a word I would use, but you absolutely can say whatever you want here.
Great.
We're a live streaming show. In fact, let's
Awesome.
make sure that we're actually broadcasting live on Lemonadio at this point, because this has been a learning curve also for me while I'm learning things.
I'm sorry, I'm just man-spreading with this microphone.
Excellent.
Right
You do your spread over there. You do you. And now, if you're just joining us, good morning from lemonadio.com. You can get us several ways: Roku TV, Alexa, play Lemonadio Radio, download the app in the App Store, just listen online or watch us on Facebook. We're everywhere.
MySpace Mobile, we're on that.
MySpace Mobile.
I miss MySpace.
I really it was low stress.
Right? Tom just wanted to teach you HTML and bounce.
That's it.
That's
I
here's
just
the
love
music I'm currently.
Like, you're not in my top 8 anymore.
Oh my God, I forgot about top 8.
You can go and screw.
But now I feel like Apple adopted that with their, your liked people at the top. There's the new top 8. It's just on your iPhone and you didn't notice it.
Wait, why is Dane Cook and Tila Tequila still here?
I forgot about her. Thank you for reminding me about that train
I
wreck.
think the world tried to forget about
Dumpster
her.
fire over there.
She tried to join like a couple supremacy groups and they were like, no.
Wow.
Good morning, RTB. Hey, Kelly. Happy vibes to all. Thank you so much for checking in with us this morning. So yeah, Holly actually has a serious tale. Like, we were talking a little bit about it. If you've ever been to one of the Salty Witch markets, you know that she is phenomenal at putting an event together. Really so good.
Thank you.
And we've been running our makers markets at Naukabout. That's why I thought maybe we could, figure out a way to get that done. But then as I'm like getting into the story, I'm like, that's just not going to work for you.
No.
So maybe start at the beginning. And I mean, this is not your first foray into business.
No. So I had a business prior to this for 10 years. I owned Pupcakes Dog Boutique and Bakery.
So
and
good.
Then we wound up adding grooming. And towards the end of my 10-year tenure there, I just stopped loving it. Not that I stopped loving the customers or the dogs, but like the business in the industry itself was a little toxic. And at that point, I had already had like an energy work and crystals section and like, woo-woo dog stuff in there as like a little section. It started with Halloween that kind of got out of control. Let's be honest.
Halloween usually tends to do that. Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Serafina. Thanks for joining us.
And so I wound up selling the business.
Yeah.
And the people that I had rented from, I mean, Cape Cod is full of like crappy landlords, but the landlords that I had.
Where's your rent? They all look like Elmer Fudd. If you don't pay me, you're going to go to prison.
And if they're not doing that, they're tying you to train tracks.
You're right.
So, I mean,
they got the mustaches like, yeah, see?
You definitely do not want to miss a beat on this show. Go nowhere. Oh no, I'm warning you right now. Good morning, April. Continue.
So my landlord actually there was fantastic. I really enjoyed renting from that family. They're so supportive and so incredible,
Yeah.
especially to small businesses. And when I left Pupcakes, I said, this is what I'm planning on doing next. I'd like to have an esoteric store and studio. And if you have a space that would accommodate this, come up, let me know. I'd love to rent from you again. And my landlord went, just so happens. And I went, shit. Yes. Okay.
Now
great.
I'm in.
Yep. I thought
in
I was
for a
gonna,
penny, in for a pound.
I
Now I'm
thought I was
doing this.
right. I thought I was going to be able to get a nap, but it's like 3.5, 4 weeks after Pupcakes had sold, Ritual was open.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like crazy. It was like, I am so tired.
Like, I'm
everybody."
here. Here are my rocks. I'm going to be regenerating with all my own product.
Thank God this is so meditative because otherwise I'd be floored.
But when you do something that you love and you're in a
Mhm.
space that you love, it's easy to do the
Yes.
work.
I mean, honestly, this is like the culmination of my life's work. I don't think I would have had it go any differently.
Yeah.
It feels like I've been training for this since forever.
Yeah.
So
Forever.
That's
yes.
it. Good one.
Yes.
How long am I going to be doing this?
Forever. Every day for the rest of your life.
Mhm.
Forever, ever.
Oh my goodness. So
It's gonna be a long morning.
so yes. So we get Ritual open and it's amazing. And we're operating for about a little under 2 years. And then all of a sudden the condo association there. So my building is a bunch of business condos
Mhm.
and they're all individually owned. So my landlord owns my condo and that's it. And then everybody else owns their own condo.
Gotcha.
And there's a condo association, which if you've seen John Oliver's HOA episode of Last Week Tonight, that's kind of what I'm contending with. It's like
Great
an
episode.
yeah, isn't it?
I love
also
him,
liked
period.
I also like Last Squeak Tonight for those that will never own homes. But yes.
I still watched it anyway because it's Sean Oliver.
I mean, you got to watch it. Give Ted his bench, but like, for real. And give me my patio.
Yes.
We'll
get to that.
Yeah. So we operate for about 2 years. We my first year, so part of my business plan and part of the ethos of a store like mine is to support your community because it's just so wide and varied and it's witchcraft. And those that aren't familiar with witchcraft traditions, they're kind of a harbor for outcasts, for societal outcasts and underserved communities.
Bring me
And
your fringe.
pretty
We are here for you.
pretty much. Are you weird? We love you.
Yes.
So I decided that I do an artisan market. So Cape Cod has a lot of really rad artisans and makers and crafters and the witchy ones I have repeatedly here don't really do very well at some of the markets that are offered because it's not really what people are looking for when they go to a Cape Cod craft fair. So I
Shame.
decided that I would put together what I call the Salty Witch Artisan Market. And, our ethos is if you didn't make it, it doesn't go on your table. So people come to this market expecting to buy art
Mhm.
and spend, which is amazing because they're there to support their community. But also it's specifically for what you could consider to be esoteric or occult items. So if you want
Ooh.
like animal skeletons and
So my daughter.
Solomonic sigils and crystal candles and you want to get some Reiki. I mean, like the market's so varied and amazing. It's got like herbal remedies and all that good stuff. And it's small. It's like 30 vendors. It's not huge. And our parking lot can accommodate. And we're lucky to be surrounded on both sides by neighbors with also large parking lots. So like parking is like it's just kind of like the perfect space
Which
for this.
for 6A is surprising with the
Yeah.
amount of parking that they have.
Yeah. So it was just it's a beautiful market.
Good morning,
and
Dave.
The feedback we got consistently from that market is that it's one of the smallest that the makers attend, but it's also one of the best as far as vibes and as far as being lucrative for them.
Yeah.
And because it's in my parking lot, I can keep the vendor fees really low. I have a free venue.
Mhm.
So all I really need is funds to like for my staff and for porta potties and trash takeaway and insurance. So the barrier to entry is really low. So if you're a business that can't afford like a $500 craft fair table fee and still like make some money at the end of the day, like my market was for you. So
Yeah.
And a lot of my vendors were like single moms or LGBTQIA plus or BIPOC. It was like this most amazing fair that supported a bunch of underserved communities and made people money. Like
Yeah.
on Cape Cod, like one of my vendors was counting on this fall's fair to round out a down payment on a family home.
Well, we'll talk
So,
because I
mhm.
also have the makers markets going on at
Yes.
Naukabout, and we have places for you at low to no cost.
Yes.
Also, you just did Pride Festival. How was that, AJ?
Oh, Pride Fest was fantastic.
Yeah.
They were nice enough to promote our Pride show.
Yeah.
That happened a couple months ago, and they contacted me and then said, "Hey, we're promoting your show, but all of a sudden we're getting a lot of hateful comments that we have to delete." I said, "No, don't delete them. It ups the algorithm."
Absolutely. You let those haters hate all over it. In
Yeah.
fact, you welcome the trolls. Welcome. I've made you popcorn. Stay. I love it.
So you're gonna. You're gonna burn in hell. And then I look on their profile
Yes.
picture, and it says "Save Christmas Tree Shop." I hate Christmas Tree Shop even more now.
Listen,
Why?
I have a little nostalgia just because my Nana really loved it. That's my only
I mean, like,
link to
Everybody's
that store.
Nana
That was
loved
like-
it,
That
but
was
it
like
can
back
burn
in the day
as
when it
far
was
as I'm
good
concerned.
though. Like Christmas Tree Shop was just a den of art thievery at this point.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They stole from my mom.
yeah.
But I
They
did-
stole from my mom. I went to go visit her.
I just
at
like the
9.
building at the Sagamore Bridge because it smelled like a thatched roof.
It
That was
did.
all I liked.
Dude, even more reason
the
for us to have a
cinnamon
Viking
brooms.
funeral.
Those are the two. Yeah, right. Those are the two things.
It's
And-
easily flammable. Let's just have a Viking
It's ha-
funeral for tonight.
Yeah, it's having its Viking funeral right now. Good morning, Megs and Julie. Thank you so much. Kelly, this sounds like my crowd. Can I join you, please? Yes, you're welcome.
Yes,
You're here
yes,
now.
Yes, you can.
We're in
join
our
us.
virtual community.
Yay.
So here you are making this
Mm.
fabulous space for
Yes.
people that would not otherwise have this space.
Yes.
And you've made, your community feel welcome.
Yep.
You've rolled out the red carpet. You've
mhm.
done all the due diligence and all the promotion, which is exhausting.
Yes.
If you've ever done any work in promotion, let me just tell you, it is exhausting. It is thankless. It is constant.
Mhm.
It's work.
Yes. And so I've got like the business rolling, and in between I'm planning this large event, and it's craziness and all the work I put into it. And we pulled off 2 successful seasons. And then one of the condo owners, members of the association, got I don't know, like can I say stick up our butt?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want
yep,
here. This is your safe space.
Yay.
We're not on the
Um,
FCC is not regulating this live feed.
All right, great.
I'll-
Say what you want.
I'll still cancel
Commercial
you guys.
fisherman's
but-
daughter, are you sure?
Thank
want
you.
me
But
to
the
say what I
FCC will not be here.
want?
AJ says canceled.
Okay. You need to get a swear jar.
Right. Right. I'm sure I could find this on my trinkets table. Yeah, there you go. The Lemonadio
Excellent.
swear jar. It's very empty right now.
Beautiful. So yes, we get like so she gets a hair across her ass because I bought this chalk paint that was I numbered the spaces and I designed the market to create flow so that way no vendor, like no matter where they're placed
Which,
in the
as
fair.
an organizational
Yeah.
person, I really appreciate that. And I would have
Yeah.
loved to have seen it. Actually, I did see it.
Yes.
I
So
did.
I numbered the spaces, and the product was sold to me as something that washes off with a couple of rain cycles, but it didn't. But I'm also not stupid, so I had put aside some money to buy a power washer off of Marketplace or rent one, whatever was going to be cheapest. And I wound up getting one off of Marketplace, and we did wash the numbers off. But she sent this email to my landlord that was just like, "You graffitied the parking. She graffitied the parking lot. She's just a tenant who's overstepping her boundaries." And it has kind of gone downhill from there. So I presented dates for all of my outdoor events, which included 4 psychic fairs, which is where I invite, because I can't have my space is small. I
Mhm.
can't have everybody there doing everything. I just
Right,
don't
in your
have the physical.
building.
No,
Yeah.
I can't. So I was going to invite outside practitioners and readers and whatnot to so where the artisan market features like the crafters and makers,
Yeah.
I wanted the psychic fairs to
Well, that also
feature-
bolsters your income and drives traffic to your store.
I
This
mean,
all
it
works
does.
together in harmony.
Yeah, it does. And it's also a way for me to support the people that I
100%.
I'm sad saying no to. Like I can't, I'm sorry, I just don't have the physical space for you to be here.
Mhm.
But so the psychic fairs were going to focus on practitioners only, so
Yep.
readers and healers, because I like both of them to be featured in their own right. Like they're spreading good vibes. They
And
need
I don't
the-
care if you don't believe a lick of what we're saying. If it
Yep.
makes you feel good, then fine.
Yep.
Go and do it. Hold your rocks.
Yep.
If you feel better, who am I to tell you that that doesn't work for you? Honey, you hold that rose quartz and you have a great day.
It's amazing.
Continue.
Yes.
Just
stick
don't
that-
throw those rocks at
That's
tanks.
it. That's it.
That's why I got
yeah.
in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. But so yeah, so I submitted 6 dates, 2 artisan markets, 4 psychic fairs, and I submitted those in November. And then in April, so by April, I had a artisan market. We were going to do a night market in June, and
I was so excited for that.
I know, and they take forever to plan, as you know.
Yeah.
So I had started planning and accepting vendor fees in February, and because I hadn't heard anything, so I figured we're all good to go.
Right.
Right. No news is good news.
Yep.
And in April, I get a letter from Lynn. So she's the condo owner, Lynn Hesslinga, and she's just
Calling you out.
Yep. So on I got a pre-warning from my landlord, and then the Friday before Easter, a letter goes out to the condo association that's like, we've decided that no fairs or outdoor events are to be held in the parking lot whatsoever, and have a nice Easter. And I was just like,
Wow.
well, now I'm not gonna like I'm
Yeah,
gonna
right. Thank you.
I'm gonna cry into this Peter Rabbit. Like, thanks.
Aw.
I know it's hollow and
I'm
filled
fine.
with tears.
Everything's fine. I'll just eat my chocolate.
Wah.
Give me another
Fire-
Cadbury egg.
I
Fire
know.
all around. I have my coffee. Everything's
Absolutely.
fine.
Yep.
The good news is that witches get 2 Easters, so I got to pregame some Cadbury cream eggs
There you
without the
go.
sadness, so we're good.
Original or caramel?
Original OG.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
If you're not getting diabetes while eating Cadbury, you're
Are you-
doing it wrong.
It's wrong.
Yep.
My Filipino family has a history of diabetes, so we only can have half. the
What?
egg.
Oh,
That's a lie.
And it was just like, I want the yolk side.
I mean,
like
honestly,
we're fighting for the
yeah.
yolk.
I mean, you have to. That's the best part.
It
Even
is
though
the
it's
best part.
literally the same, it's just bad dye.
It's true.
Yellow
It's
dye
the-
number 11.
You're right,
Whatever.
Stephanie,
I
but
mean,
it's the color.
It is. It is.
It's like getting the thing in the wishbone.
I
That's right. I
know.
want the quarter piece. Okay. Sorry. Continue.
That's okay. Where were we? So
You cried into your
yes.
Easter candy.
yes, and
Well,
then
you had 2 Easters, so
Yes.
we're fine.
And then I jump on the only arrow in my quiver, which is social media. And I start a feel good, like, oh my God, they're canceling Salty Witch. Let's try and see if we can change their hearts and minds. So I started a change.org petition, and I spammed the community groups on Facebook. And I was like, let's just raise awareness and see if we can get the condo association to change their mind, because this fair means so much to everybody. And they were like no. And then one of the condo owners, Dan from Down Cape
I
Engineering,
like that she sounded like Squidward when she
Right?
said no.
no.
Your festival will look like this.
Oh
Good
my God,
morning,
amazing.
CJ.
And then the second person in the association is going to you. Well, how could I be a big dummy
Yeah. Oh my
when I only
God.
have all this free cheese?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes.
We're gonna get through this story, Holly.
No, it's fine. Like, no, I mean, like,
And Holly was like, "But it's for the children." And they're like, "What have children ever done for me?"
I'm so glad I brought a comedian today.
I'm never gonna be able to see them the same.
You can't-
Also, damn you for ruining SpongeBob for me forever.
So now when I
So,
hear your condo
yes.
association, your cartoon condo association.
Amazing.
Run by Squidward
Yes.
and Mr. Krabs.
So the entire time, like, Dan is giving me these Herculean feats to be like, oh, well, if you do this, maybe I'll change my vote. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay. And then I would do the thing, and then he'd be like, well, now, no, I maybe kind of changed my mind. Maybe you
That's
should do a
so
different
carrot stick. I would lose my mind.
thing. I did lose my mind. And so basically they made me cancel them. So I went online and I said, they made me cancel them. And then so I'm not going to say that made them look bad, because their behavior made them look bad.
And there are 2 sides to every story, and I
Mhm.
understand that 100%
Yes.
completely. But in the current climate, where you have a tenant who is paying their rent, who
Mhm.
is being mindful of their neighbors, who is making money, making other people money,
Mhm.
showing up every single day, and everybody's complaining about nobody wants to work and nobody wants to do anything. So you've got somebody doing all of the right things,
Yes.
and you're nitpicking, which
Yes.
drives me crazy.
It's been like so insane. And we'll get into some of the nitty gritty in a little bit, but yeah, so they basically carrot stick me, and then they were surprised when I did the things because they didn't think I'd do the things.
Well, because I mean, this is your livelihood.
Yes.
Like, what else are you supposed to do? It's like, I'm gonna let you have a little bit of, like, you're gonna find a way. If you give somebody and put the candy right here and say, no, if you do these things, the minute you leave the room, you're eating the candy. You're giving me the room. I'm doing it.
Instead of candy this time, it's an artisan market that supports the community in a huge way.
Those horrible people.
That both the Chamber of
Disgusting.
Commerce
Those
and the
monsters.
town want me to have.
Right.
So, so
exactly, Dave. F them all, he says.
Yes.
Good morning, Cliff. Good morning, Lauren. I hope you're feeling better. Good morning, Miss Lisa. Love.
So we cancel the markets, and I say it's the condo association that made me do this. Because I can't just be like, oh, event's canceled, fuck off. Brr. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, like, I'm not just going to cancel and take the responsibility for that because I want to have it. I still want to have these markets. If I get permission to do them tomorrow, there will be one in October. But
Here.
So anyway, we cancel the markets, and that made them look bad, or their behavior made them look bad, as like I said previous. And they decided to retaliate. So their next condo meeting, they voted that I was no longer allowed to use my A-frame sign for advertising. And I thought, I underestimated how powerful a tool that A-frame sign is.
Yeah.
It has effectively halved my reader's business. I actually lost a reader because of it. She had to stop coming. It just wasn't worth it for her anymore.
Yeah.
And also, they voted that we're no longer allowed to use. So when I first opened Ritual, I had contacted one of the property managers / owners about putting in a patio, and I had received permission. And now they're saying that they never gave me permission. So I
remember you celebrating that because one of my good friends was your next door neighbor.
Yes.
So she'd be like, oh, come over. They open the patio. It's so nice out there. Like, I knew it was a thing. It was celebrated when it was celebrated.
Yes.
But now they use it as a tool to bludgeon you with post.
Yes.
Which I also find disgusting.
It is. So we're not allowed to use our fire pit anymore, even though we have permission from, the fire department is categorizing it as a wood grill. So we are, according to the fire department, allowed to use it. And they recognize the religious and spiritual use of that fire pit because we use fire as an altar at the shop. If you give an offering to spirit and you turn it and you put it in fire, there's no takesies backsies. Like, it is done.
She gone.
Mm-hmm. And it's very alchemical, and I could go into the magics of fire if you really want me to later. But also, they want me to remove the patio. It's $5,000 worth of stonework, and it's gonna cost at least another $5,000 for me to remove. And ironically, because they canceled the markets, I don't have the money to remove this fucker anyway. Like, the cancellation of the markets is conservatively costing me $30,000 to $50,000 in revenue this year.
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness.
That's a job. I was planning on hiring somebody this year, like a 35-hour position with benefits. And guess we're not doing that, Cape Cod.
Yeah. Good morning, Amy, Seth, Sue, Liz. Thank you so much for joining us. So where are we now? Like, you've got this dictatorship that basically is like, oh, you stood up to me. Well, I'm going to take this away. I'm going to take this away. And I'm going to take this away. How do you like me now?
So now we're, so they gave me an arbitrary 30-day, they said in June, I had 30 days to remove this patio, and it's summertime on Cape Cod. What contractor do you know is going to do something in 30 days? Like, it's just not happening, especially a demo job. They're saving that shit for the fall when it's slow.
Yep.
So there was no way this was going to get done in 30 days.
Yeah.
And
even
then,
if you have besties that even do that job and you're like, listen, we can trade.
Yeah,
I don't know how much you could trade, but
I'll trade
we're all in our 30s and 40s. We all have bad backs.
I'm like, I can't do rocks. I can do lots of other things.
I'll
but
trade
not
you
rocks.
some shiny rocks to remove these not so shiny rocks.
We'll just trick the people in Planet Fitness MASH. People like, you pick things up, you put them down.
CrossFit.
It's a workout. You do the Egyptian slave workout.
Or break, pull cart with teeth.
This is so good.
As Mr. Krabs just cracking a whip.
Yes. So
The visual of poor Ritual is just really
I mean,
stunning.
honestly, that's not far from the truth.
Yeah, right. All right. So here we are.
So-
This is mentally what's happening.
Tis a silly place.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
They
Meanwhile,
took down the patio. There
No,
was
and
much
you're-
rejoicing.
and you're making a good point,
Yeah.
Lauren. Meanwhile, there are murderers and rapists and people,
Yeah, like craziness. So they want me to remove this patio, which by the
Husa is right.
yeah, they're citing like insurance reasons, and my insurance agent says that that's bullshit. If anything,
Yeah.
it fixed all the trip hazards that were behind my shop, and it improves the property. But anyway, they gave me a 30-day deadline that I knew I was never going to meet. And in the last condo association meeting, so I'm not invited to these meetings. I'm not allowed to go because
you're
I'm
not the
an
owner.
And my condo owner, as much as I love him, isn't attending the meetings right now because he's been seeking legal representation for himself because of this mess. I never wanted this for him, by the way.
Yeah.
I always just wanted to pay my rent and leave him the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Like that's like my landlord is so good. I'm just like, I just want to leave you alone. Like,
and I
here's
love
your
the fact
money.
that he's like being
Yeah.
so supportive, and at this point, just now having
Yeah.
to spend money to defend himself.
Yeah, and like I don't. So
Which is getting really just ugly.
yes, it's really awful.
And
then-
nobody wins but the lawyers, by the way.
Yeah, so it's like
Sorry,
it's,
lawyer friends. You know you get the money.
you do. It's fine. So yeah, it's just been crazy. So but I do get a copy of the minutes because my landlord gives them to me.
Okay.
And in the last copy of the minutes, I had my lawyer send over a letter trying to open up negotiations, and it was a wish list. It was like, here's all the things that we would need to return to an amicable relationship that we all enjoyed previous with the board. And it was like a wish list. So it was like allowed to use my A-frame, agree to not make nuisance calls to Old Kings Highway about it, agree that I can use my fire pit, and then you agree that you don't make nuisance calls to the fire department about it, because so far they've been so petty that I want them to agree they're not going to make nuisance calls. Right? Like,
Yeah.
the fire department has
Like,
better
we'll let
things
you,
to
and then
do.
we'll wait for her to get in trouble again.
Yeah. Yeah.
First of all, the firemen have all these calendars to make, so don't.
I mean,
Don't
I
come
mean,
for him.
I mean,
Better believe.
we love Inspector Huck, but
It's
like,
raining, man.
hallelujah.
He's all for it.
Hallelujahs, hallelujahs.
Um, so we sent over a wish list, and then they get like it's pearl clutching and fainting couch time. So instead of seeing it as
To be a fly on the wall in that meeting with that list.
oh my god, so they're like, oh no, and then they invite their lawyer to go to the meeting. And
Who are these monster lawyers?
I mean, like,
is it Al
who has the
Pacino
time and
and Devil's
money?
Advocate?
honestly,
right?
like,
Eddie Bazzoon.
yeah, like,
We're gonna see them all die.
so their lawyer goes to their condo association meeting, and like my condo owner's not there, my lawyer's not there. So the way that this has been happening the whole time is they have a meeting, they make a decision, they hand it down, and I don't get any, like, they don't come to ask, they don't communicate, they don't do anything. Like, even their lawyer says that it's weird how they don't communicate.
I'm a
So,
pretty positive person. This would make me a puddle mess, crying,
honestly, like, at one point,
needing support.
so I have not been an angel in this. At one point I did call up Dan from Down Cape Engineering, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I lost my shit. And that's when I realized I
Fill the
couldn't.
swear jar when you
I
leave.
know.
No, I get it. Let it
That's-
out. Doesn't need to be
Yes.
inside.
So at that point I was like, I can no longer represent my interests in this case. So that's when I hired a lawyer. But yeah, they've just been handing down decisions, and I've
Mhm.
been reacting. So their lawyer attended their last condo association meeting, and the minutes said that they have authorized their lawyer to seek a declaratory judgment against Ritual for removal of the patio and for compensatory damages.
So we're going to take it out ourselves, and then we're going to charge you 3 times as much, basically, is what they're trying to say right now.
basically, plus their lawyer fees, plus, I don't know, hurt feeling fees. What is so everything,
You're
including
like,
the
you
bylaws.
literally can't bleed a rock. Like, there's nothing there.
I mean,
you don't
like-
have any money. So what?
You fuckers didn't let me have my fare, so I have no goddamn money.
There's no money.
There's none.
Cindy Leggett said this store is beautiful. It's a beautiful addition to Yarmouth Port. She's an amazing store owner. These
Aw.
stuffed shirts that are causing a problem need to realize this enhances their property. And
Yeah.
Elizabeth says, don't give up. Stay true to your journey.
Thank you.
Good morning, John. And Sue agrees.
So like if you take all the you know, I'm not going to be the one to say it, but the feeling in the community is that this goes deeper than just me being a tenant.
Oh, it
and-
definitely does, because if it can happen to you, it can happen to any of us.
Yeah.
Doing whatever it is, wherever we are, when we find our joy or
Yeah.
create something that's cool that bothers somebody else.
Yeah.
Like this is where I
I mean,
have
but like I'm literally not bothering anybody
Yeah.
else, or I wasn't. I might now. But like I have no more incentive to be a nice neighbor.
yeah.
So yeah, like it's just been crazy and awful. And so I started a GoFundMe for the legal fees. Right now I'm using I'm going to give him a plug. I'm using Sean O'Neill from Bay State Legal Services. He runs a not-for-profit for people that make too much money to avail themselves of free legal services. But you know, can't afford a lawyer.
Yeah.
Because
that's everyone that lives here with our 47 side hustles, because that's how we live.
Yep. So Sean he's been a saint. He's put up with my ridiculousness.
But it's not ridiculousness. Once again, when you're backed into a corner, you have no choice but to react or quit.
Yeah.
And this is your livelihood, and this is something that you've built.
Yeah.
You're not quitting.
No, I literally can't afford to quit. So,
Right.
I mean, so some of the people are like, why haven't you moved the fares? And it's because it's too expensive to move the fares plus other stuff. So I have the bandwidth to throw a fare in my parking lot.
Yeah.
I do not have the bandwidth to event plan off site. I just can't afford it.
Right.
I just can't afford it in time and energy.
Exactly.
Right now. Doesn't mean that that's off the table for the future, but for right now, it's off the
Yeah,
table.
you can't put your whole store into a trailer and drag it with you where you go.
No,
I mean,
I can't.
all I
And-
can think of is the lady in Labyrinth where she's like, here's your dolly.
Yes.
You want your dolly.
You remind me of the
I-
babe. What babe? Babe
I
with a
can't.
power.
You love your horsey, don't you love
I
your
saw
horsey?
my baby crying hard as babe could cry.
You're
What
in the
could I
wrong
do?
business.
Welcome. David Bowie is with us today. Thank
I love
you.
this. The best day ever, you guys.
And I'm part of the condo association.
So
he's got a crystal ball.
Oh
They're
my
like,
God.
come to me.
The Crystal Association would never have a
That's
crystal
it.
ball. It's too witchy for them.
that's way too witchy for them.
Yep.
Well, everyone's saying keep up the fight. So how do we support you in this space?
And
And what are your next steps? I mean, what are your options at this point?
So we are having a postcard protest. We had our kickoff party for that.
I love
was it last
grassroots
weekend?
protests. It's my
Yes.
favorite.
So a postcard protest is a page out of our mutual friend Serafina told me
Yep,
about them.
excellent.
So page out of the Women's March where we're just writing postcards to the members of the condo association. If you want to come pick them up at the shop, that's great. If not, I can provide you with their names and addresses, and then you can send your own.
Call your senator.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, like this is it's just getting out of hand. And so we also have a GoFundMe for legal fees because there's no way. I mean, I just paid my first lawyer bill and it was $750. And on the
That's
back of-
affordable.
I mean, it is, but
Not for you, but
I
I'm just
mean,
saying.
I mean,
To them, they feel like they're giving you a deal. It's like, that's a mortgage payment.
I mean,
To 2 car payments. What?
I mean, it's so, it is affordable for what's going on.
Correct.
I mean, like I'm grateful to my lawyer, very, very much so. But for me to be able to pay, like once we get in, we're not in lawsuit territory yet. So we have to wait for the declaratory judgment to come from the other side before we can counter with anything, before we can countersue.
Yep.
And if we do countersue, it's going to take forever and it's going to be expensive. So they're looking at this as a vehicle to ruin my business. And I am not the first woman-owned business they've done this to, by the way.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a business in the space.
And now the
before me.
turntables.
Yeah. So I'm not the business in there before me was a dance studio. It was a children's dance studio owned by, I want to say she was like somewhere between 23, 25. So young woman entrepreneur. And she had booked a children's dance party before her soft opening. And Dan from Down Cape Engineering came and screamed in her face because it was too loud. Yeah. Or at least that's the story that I have heard. And then the condo association was mobilized and weaponized to force her out. So that's why that space was open, turns out. And I'm floored.
Yeah, this guy really is Mr. Krabs.
I mean,
He's just
it's-
like, I don't like women.
it's-
I don't like children.
It's all of them. So it's it's Dan from Down Cape Engineering.
Because he's not the first off the boat. That's
No,
why.
yeah.
Ah,
And
okay.
it's-
Okay.
I mean, like, I'll name them now. Like, so it's Lynn and Steve Hesslinga from Hesslinga and Tate Wealth Management. It's Dan from Down Cape Engineering. It's Tim Lovelet from Lovelet Insurance. And it's Brian Sullivan from Unique Properties Real Estate. And it's Kyle and Ashley Deal. They have a property management business, and they also work for Weano and Weano Club and Oyster Harbors Club, respectively.
Well, I think it's just
So-
important to know the people that you're dealing with. Because
Yeah.
I mean, you're not calling anybody out. This is your story. They,
Mhm.
I'm sure they all have their story, and
Yep.
I'm sure it's different.
Yep.
And I really just feel like do your own investigation and figure out how you feel about this.
Yeah.
And we're just here telling a story. This
Mhm.
is what we do on my show. This door is always open. We welcome anyone that has a situation going on that is community involved to
Mhm.
get involved in your community and really find out, because all I knew was the little bits that I took
Yeah.
from social media.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't even know your piece of the whole story. That's why I
Yeah.
wanted to talk to you about this.
Well, thank you.
So I was so excited that we got connected
Me too.
to be able to have this conversation, because it's important. I think people need to know the roots of all of this from your side.
Yeah.
And feel free, any of the people that Holly just mentioned, to come on my show and say your side. I'm happy to have a dialogue with you and have a conversation about where it is that you stand and why.
Yeah.
The door's open.
So Dan would tell you that I am a strong personality, and that so he's like, people are telling you one thing to your face because you're so strong and convincing, but then they all get behind my back and then they decide to say something else. And then also, according to Dan, I should just be nicer to people. I've been nice for 2 years. Like I've been so nice. I've been communicating with my neighbors. I don't want to put my neighbors out. Like, these fairs are all designed to be held while their businesses are not, like, it's on Sundays. They're
Yeah.
not there. I have pictures of the parking lot with like tumbleweeds going through them on a Sunday. And then if you look at what my business does from a business perspective and you take the woo out of it,
Yeah.
it's a stagnant plaza, and I could be considered an anchor business. I bring my metrics from last year show that I bring an average of 10 unique views or 10 unique visits per day. I'm a thriving business in that plaza.
And honestly, you would just drive by the plaza if you didn't even know it was
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah. So I prove that a business can thrive in there, and not just a multi-generational one. So most of those businesses, so we've got so some of the businesses are rented out by the owners. Like Dick the Barber's there from the mall. Who remembers Dick the Barber from the mall?
I remember Dick the Barber.
We love Dick the Barber.
Tricky Dick.
Yep.
It's not so tricky. Very
So
nice.
he's there, but he's elderly, and he only sees his handful of clients. Like, he
Mhm.
doesn't really have an open shop all day. And then there's a little wholesale warehouse operation in there, and they don't see clients. They don't bring customers to the plaza.
Yeah.
Dan's business, Down Cape Engineering, has his staff, and that's another problem too. Like, they take over the whole parking lot, and I've
Mhm.
asked them politely to move their fleet to the back of the parking lot. So he's allowed to put his trucks, which act as like huge billboards for him,
Yeah.
at the top of the parking lot. And I'm not allowed to use my A-frame sign, though.
Yeah.
And that parking could be better used for customers. But no, he's like, I've always done this. I'm always going to. He's just rude. And then,
We all love those people.
right,
It's been done that
Right.
way. That's the way we're staying with it.
right. So,
Tradition.
so
What the hell?
That's all I need to say. Tradition.
all right.
You don't like it, get out and leave.
Cindy said, I live 2 houses down the street. I travel that road 4 times a day. Ritual is absolutely a beautiful
Aw.
store that isn't noticeable, let alone a nuisance in any way.
Oh,
You are
thank
kind, and she's a customer. And she says, you're a great tenant. Her
Aw.
store is immaculate. This is just infuriating. So you go, girl.
It's crazy town.
Yeah.
So when you look at metrics, my business proves a business can thrive in there. Having a thriving business in your commercial property improves
You should be
everybody
excited.
else's like, it improves your property value.
Yeah.
Like, it makes so some of those condos are for sale and for rent.
Yeah.
My business being there improves their value. It improves how much you get if you sell it. It improves how much you can get if you rent it.
Now,
like,
some would say, why would you want to be in a space where they don't want you?
because my landlord charges me sweet rent, yo. So
Shout
my
out to the
landlord,
landlord.
I know, like we like I can't even explain how lucky I am to have these landlords. Like, please don't evict me.
Well, but also that is a situation here on the Cape when
Mhm.
you establish yourself somewhere, when
Yeah.
you find something that's affordable to you, when it works for your particular situation,
Yeah.
and you just have scrutiny on you for silly reasons other than I just don't like her.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want it there because this
Yep.
is the way I've always done it and she's in my way.
Yeah.
That's
So
not cool.
No.
I mean, like, there's probably some other reasons why they want us out of there. I will let you guys draw your own conclusions as to what that is. I'm trying to be very careful about what I say. Because
get it.
they've been very careful about the reasons that they've given. But anywho, so yeah, I can't go anywhere else. My rent there is very affordable. I mean, my business, everybody walks inside and they're like, oh my God, this looks amazing.
And if
that-
you have questions for
Mhm.
Holly about this situation, please feel free to voice them here.
I'm so transparent.
Get your
it's not even
postcards,
funny.
go to Ritual.
Mhm.
Are there any other ways that we can support you? A little bit of financial.
Yep.
You've got
I've
drop
got
it in the chat at the end of this
Yeah.
where people can support you and where your shop is.
Yep.
So you can go and grab your postcards and
we-
start sending them.
So we've got a GoFundMe, and that has been amazing. We hit our first goal, and then I got my first lawyer bill, and I went, "Oh, I'm gonna need
You're
more
like,
than
"Th-
this."
oh,
Like,
oh."
yay!
It's like everybody else when the first of the month comes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then we're having ice water the rest of
Yeah,
the
right. That's it. But nobody
Right.
gets anything. No extras.
So we have a GoFundMe, and I had to swallow a lot of pride for that. So, commercial fisherman's daughter, I come from your typical Cape Cod small violin story of like poverty and domestic abuse.
But they've done it to you before. They did it to the
Mhm.
store owner before.
yeah,
They're gonna do it again to
Yeah.
whoever unknowingly walks into that space.
yeah. So my landlord doesn't really even want this condo. He approached me with an offer to buy, but it was just
Like, why do I want to buy this? Absolutely
well,
not.
I mean, this was before everything went down, and
okay.
it was a little expensive at the time, like for Cape Cod, for a new business and for Cape Cod real estate. I was just like, I can't afford this right now. Like this, but that doesn't mean that part of my 10-year plan wasn't purchasing this real estate. My 10-year plan included, I always knew the Salty Witch Fair would outgrow my location, but
Mhm.
I was like, okay, 5 years, we'll take it off site. And then, it'll be amazing. We'll grow it into like this huge witchy convention and it'll be like so rad. And then 10 years from now, I'll buy this condo and then search out a second location. Like I had always planned on keeping this condo as flagship. And then opening a center. I'm still on the I would still love to do it. And whether or not I go not for profit with it, with a center would be that's up in the air because I love the idea of a not-for-profit and it opens up a lot of doors for me as
Mhm.
far as donations and volunteer, because if you're a for-profit business in the state of Massachusetts, it is against the law for you to have volunteer help. A lot of people have offered to volunteer their time.
Yeah, and you
And
can't.
I can't. I would love to take you guys up on that offer. But one, my personal ethics wouldn't allow you to not get paid. And then two, the attorney general wouldn't allow you to not get paid. So
That doesn't work.
no, it doesn't. But so like whether or not it would be not for profit or whether or not it would be a private business is up in the air. But the plan was always to grow and open a retail hybrid / temple space. I would love to see a like non-denominational pagan temple on Cape Cod where people can just come and worship whatever it is they need to do, or have a safe space to practice their craft, because not everybody is in a place where they can practice their craft safely.
Mhm.
And then also be able to put readers on salary. Right now, the current pay structure for practitioners on Cape Cod, if they're participating in a center, is commission. And
Mhm.
while that works well in some centers for some people, it doesn't work well for everybody.
Right.
If you're it's just nice to know where your paycheck is coming from. So the plan was always to be able to provide jobs for spiritual providers, at a livable wage for Cape Cod. And
That's what we're all looking for, a place to be
Mhm.
and a livable wage. It's
Yeah.
really not a lot.
I mean,
It
like
is a lot.
I mean,
Well,
On Cape Cod, you greedy bastards.
Come on,
Everybody's
we're all
Vince
just trying to get
McMahon. You're
along.
trying to live. What's wrong with you?
Did you want to make a living doing Reiki? No, shut the fuck up. Go work at Target.
Honestly, I just
Like,
We
that-
call
that-
it Target.
it's just red Walmart. It's not
First
even-
of all, our snacks are shittier than Walmart's. So there's a big
but
difference.
they do have a very large beer and alcohol section at the Target in Hyannis.
I
And we have a
mean-
great selection of My Pillows.
AJ, but all right, we're gonna pause. We're gonna put a pin in Holly right now.
Oh, keep going.
Do you want to buy clothes where people shit in a dressing room? Go to Target.
Oh yeah, that's why they have the Target so people can perfectly
Right
shit.
there, right there. Bullseye.
Bullseye.
They can shower off at the Planet Fitness afterwards.
Oh yeah, do I get a discount on it? No.
They get bagels on Friday though,
Now
right?
that it's feces on it, it's vintage.
I know. You don't get a discount, but you might get hepatitis.
I feel like we
The
need a little.
hepatitis is extra.
I'm gonna let them go. I'm just gonna
And if you
let-
get hepatitis B, we'll give you B vitamins while you're at it. B12.
I'm acing hepatitis like I've aced my test scores, all A's, B's, and C's.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Also come
That
with
was poor
vitamins.
taste. I'm
This is great.
sorry.
I love it.
Oh, if you get hepatitis C, we'll give you the CD of vitamin C. Remember that? The graduation song?
Thank you for
Yes.
joining us on this show this morning. We've got Holly from Ritual. If you don't know what's going on with Ritual, definitely find them on
Mhm.
social media so you can get all caught up. If you've not
Yes.
watched the show, start it over from the beginning on our live feed, and you can subscribe to us on YouTube. We've got AJ Hapenny from Paperback
Hello.
Comedy.
Who might be
And
my new favorite person?
He's pretty funny, right?
yeah.
So you've got a fun show coming up
Yeah.
on Sunday. How did you get somebody from Wild and Out here on the Cape? It's pretty exciting.
Oh, weird thing is we were doing Zoom shows during the pandemic.
What the
and-
hell else were you gonna do?
Oh yeah,
You're
there
a
is,
comedian with no audience. You're like, I'm losing it.
I mean, I've got some
and with,
ideas.
and
but
with the
they're not
Zoom
easy.
shows, Stephanie, it's still no audience.
Right,
really.
right. But at least they're away. They can shut it off and not heckle you as much.
Yeah, but I kind of would rather have a heckle than like a blank screen
True.
because like they'll pause it and it'll be their high school yearbook photo.
Any feedback is good enough feedback.
And all of a sudden they got the swoop haircut.
That's awesome.
They got the parted hair. They're looking like Dawson's Creek.
Cliff Harris says
The Hot
we love
Topic bang
AJ.
toss.
So
Hey Cliff, how we doing? We're doing an act show for him on the 26th.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We're actually doing our first trivia and music bingo over at House of Hatchets on Friday. Brianna, one of our younger trivia hosts, is going to be there hosting, and I'm excited for it. So we'll see you on Friday, Cliff. Yeah. So talk to me about your shows. You've got this one coming up, and then
Yeah.
you can talk about how you formulated Paperback Comedy.
Yeah, the one that we got coming up, we got Jacob Williams, the white guy from Wild and Out, MTV's Wild and Out. He's gonna be here Sunday on the 20th, 7.
No one was mistaking him for Nick Cannon.
MTV still exists.
Whenever he does roast battles against Nick Cannon, because Nick Cannon always tries to challenge him, like, oh, that is a mistake. And then Matt Rife tried to go against him as well.
I just don't. Unpopular opinion. Don't find him funny.
Oh, well, if you don't find him funny, he was Jacob Williams was Matt Rife's biggest rival.
Yes.
As Matt Rife said to him, "You look like Jared from Subway," and then Matt Rife, and then he went to Matt Rife, and he's just like, "Yeah, I might look like Jared from Subway, but you look like Jared already molested you." And
This is getting deep.
yeah,
It's getting real deep.
and then they've been rivals ever since then.
Rivalry week. I love it.
And then Jacob Williams has also been on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. He's been on America's Got Talent. His first appearance, Simon Cowell and Howard Stern gave him a standing ovation. So this guy that's coming on Sunday, he's absolutely the real deal.
I don't know how I've always wanted to work on a stand-up routine.
Oh,
But to
perfect.
actually get up in front of an audience and deliver it.
We're gonna be teaching a class in the fall. It's perfect.
I don't want the class. I don't.
I think
What
I
day
think
is the class?
Ah!
it's on a Tuesday.
Okay.
That's perfect.
All right, I'll see you next Tuesday.
Ah.
Swear jar.
Oh, it's just like high school all over again.
So you guys are going to be at Naukabout on Sunday,
Mhm.
and the cost of the ticket also has a free beverage.
Yes.
It's a no-brainer, everyone. What are you doing after the Falmouth Road Race? Besides coming and supporting us over at Naukabout We're going to be there earlier on in the day with Rockland Trust and Tommy's Place, raising money for Tommy's Place. Knockabout does so many charitable community events. I got a shout out to Pete and Meg, who do such a great job
Love Pete and Meg.
of letting artisans, crafters, comedians, and people do their thing without being involved in it. You know what I mean? It's really nice to open your space to have, but they don't micromanage you.
Yeah.
They let you do what it is that you do well and let you just do it.
Oh, and
Which
that's
is wonderful.
and that's very important.
Yeah.
Pete and Meg were two of my biggest supporters when I was trying to bring it down to Cape.
Yeah.
I tried
Because there's a lot of comedy out there right now.
there is, but just not enough on Cape.
Mhm.
And then so like bringing other bookers down and like bringing, and we were trying to build up a scene as well with younger comics, and then we're trying to teach them how not to take advantage of. Is that if another comic asks you to write with them, make sure you're not alone.
Oh, yeah, because they're
Yeah.
stealing your material. I mean, everything in nature steals. I understand that.
Yeah.
Or we make it a little bit better or
Oh,
build off
true.
of things. I feel like everything is built off of something else. So
Well,
you can't be mad at it necessarily.
absolutely, because like there's never 100% original material. But people
No.
can steal all your
It's
your
been
stuff.
done before. Good morning, Greg.
Because good morning, Greg. Because people can steal and also like so some I'm trying to have them avoid grooming if that makes sense.
I thought even the word just grosses me out.
Yeah, because like I'm just grooming him to be the next thing. No, you don't want to say that
Yeah,
anymore.
no, that's been canceled. That word has been canceled.
Because like even the simplest form, I just imagine somebody like combing somebody's
Right?
hair, and I'm like, ugh.
Super gross.
Like, you look so precious. I'm like, ugh.
You're gonna be my pretty doll. Do pretty things.
They're like
I'm
that's
gonna
so
tell everybody I made you. It's freaky. It's bothersome.
Dude, it's like an 80s song. Remember who made you,
Right? So Cindy wants to know when the class is. You said Tuesdays in the fall.
Yeah, we're gonna start at Knockabout in September. Date to be determined, but we're gonna figure that out the day of the show.
Okay, perfect.
And then so I will announce that. So after you have your free beverage, with the Eventbrite ticket, we'll announce when the class
classes.
is coming.
Excellent. And I love that because you don't want to keep it for yourself. I feel like everybody's
No.
in need of a laugh. Everybody's in need of something fun, positive, happy, well, whatever it is. And if you want to do that, or you're always thought, can I do that? Or maybe I just want to try it once. I feel like if nothing that pandemic has taught us other than fuck it, let's try.
Yeah, follow your
Let's
dreams.
do it.
Because there's a lot of people that want to do it, but then like think they're like, oh well, I can go on the stage right now. No, you can't.
No.
You fucking stink. It was just like I was just gonna go up there. I was gonna do John Witherspoon jokes the whole time. Like, no, how dare you desecrate the good name of the movie Friday? No, you
So
you can't.
good. I love that movie
It's just like,
so much.
You're gonna need about 30-45 minutes before
Oh,
you go in that
God,
bathroom.
The spray.
Craig, you've been smelling my shit for 22 years. You can smell mine for one day.
I love that movie so much. So you've got the class, you've got the show coming up on Sunday. Lenny Clark is going to be back. You're somehow part of the
Labor
Lenny
Day.
Clark experience over there.
Yep, Labor Day, actual Labor Day Monday. He's gonna be there.
Well, I want to open the floor to some of your comedians too. So let's talk more about how you can work some of them into our show, what we do at Lemonadio, and spreading the word, because I think we're all taking ourselves too damn seriously and need a laugh.
Great.
Yes.
Great. So when people come in for her retort, we can have another comedian.
That's
here.
it. It's perfect. She can set up an altar to make sure everybody laughs and has a good time.
Oh,
Seriously, though.
exactly. There's plenty of comedians on Cape that we can easily have this be like a rotating seat.
Yeah. I love it. Where do people find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Paperback Comedy. You can also find me, my personal one, at AJ Hapenny. That's AJ Hapenny. And to get tickets on the Eventbrite, you just go Wild Knock at eventbrite.com. And that's Wild, and Knock is spelled Nauk. I got it right.
That's it.
.eventbrite.com. And you'll get tickets only $25, and you get a free beverage with that. You can't really beat that deal.
No, you honestly can't. For a night of entertainment, $20 is pretty exciting. So does anybody have anything else that they want to talk about? This is
we could go. Is there something that you wanted to add? Because you said pin or I felt that like somebody was going to do tarot cards on me.
Well, she does have she has cards. I just didn't want to force her to do the cards.
I mean, I didn't want to force them on anyone, but I mean,
We're
what do you
always
think?
Yeah.
I'm always
All right.
let's pull some cards. Can we
Yep.
do that? Do you
I
want
had no
cards
idea
pulled?
how long it would take for a story to be told, so I was just like, if
Also,
I went up short, I need something that I can make myself look interesting.
You never have to do that. You're always
All right.
interesting here, and you're always welcome here.
I, though?
You are.
All right. All right.
Ugh.
So tarot's interesting. There's a lot of different, we have a lot of readers at the shop. So, I mean, you know, when asked
And
the best
everybody's
way-
deck is different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So tarot is
that's
a culture
true with
now.
the decks because somebody pulled out and I got the gay card several times.
So the
Nope,
fool.
you're still gay.
Like, oh man,
Damn it.
I can't get my inheritance
No.
now.
I am very excited. I'm going to be at Carnival tomorrow, and we're going to be setting up right in front of the Crown and Anchor. I am not going to tell you what land of toy I'm going to be. Just know it is. I'm very excited for it. I'm going to
I
be
love
hot
the-
as all get
Love
out.
the crown anchor.
Right. So that is, we'll be there 3 to 4. RTB and I are going to be broadcasting live as the parade comes down.
And
So
I
I-
miss you. Bum, bum,
Yeah,
bum,
I'm going to
bum,
do it
bum,
kind of
bum,
like the
bum,
Macy's
bum,
Thanksgiving
bum,
Day
bum,
parade.
bum,
Only it's going to be the gayest, fun carnival parade ever for Land of Toys. So, yes.
All right.
Also going to be out tonight, music video bingo over at Tomatillo's. I'll be there 7 and 9. We've got Marianne, who is back over at Father's doing music bingo. And then we have Loomis, Bobby Chocolate going to be over at Cape Cod Beer for some music bingo. Lemonadio is everywhere. You can't avoid us, so you might as well join us.
Join us.
Yes.
So Jacob Williams from MTV's Wild and Out. I met him doing a Zoom show.
I got it.
Because we were all doing free stuff at that time.
No napkins. We've got a dress. We're good.
Cleaning crew.
They were like, oh, I'll use half my Hawaiian shirt.
I love it.
I look like I'm already appropriating my culture anyway.
We're
All right.
Cape Cod clean.
Have
which
a
is
great
dirty.
day.
All right. So, what do you want to know? What question do you have?
Why do people on the street call me a gay Aquaman? That's why.
What?
Well, I mean,
Is there a serious question?
look at how you're dressed.
They call me Cockwaman, and
You just wanted to say it.
I did.
Just wanted
like,
to say it.
I
That was
don't.
a good low key transition.
I don't talk to the fish. I listen.
Oh, Serafina, we'll see you and Natasha tomorrow marching. Exciting. I'll bring you a shirt.
What do I want to know? Will I ever make it?
Okay. All right.
Oh.
So, what does the future hold for your career then?
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. And
Do I stay on Cape forever, or do I keep traveling, or do I keep doing in between? Like half my shows on Cape, half the shows traveling the
all right.
world.
So for tarot, that's like 5 questions.
Right?
I was
So why
like,
don't we- no, I mean, like,
are you
that's
gonna
fine.
make
we can
it?
we can work with this. So why don't we pull 3 cards for staying on Cape forever? So go ahead, pick out 3.
Okay.
Hand them to me. Awesome.
1,
2.
2.
Awesome.
I'm always fascinated. And if you ever get bad
Awesome.
news through spirit, do you ever like just sugarcoat it for people?
So I don't claim to be any kind of medium.
Yeah.
I'm not even a large, you guys. And
I'm a schmedium.
Bump, bump.
so I think that the cards do their own spooky woo, and I just interpret.
Okay.
So go ahead and pull me 3 cards for traveling.
Okay. All right.
All right.
2,
Mhm.
3.
All right.
Okay.
Staying on the Cape, traveling.
Oh,
Okay. Thank God. At least it's not the instruction card.
No, and then
It's the rules, the rules card.
What was your third option?
Third option was still do in between, like half the shows on Cape and
Pull me 3 cards for that.
Alright.
half the shows traveling the world.
All right.
The best of both worlds, like Hannah Montana.
So you should totally do that best of both worlds.
Okay,
So
great.
according to these cards,
Oh my God,
for
those cards are perfectly me.
right? So amazing.
Sunshine, happy.
So
You see that? It says the fool.
yes, it does. And he's even got a little dog there and he's wearing the same shirt right now. So according to these cards, if you stay on Cape forever,
I love how he's kind of like a hobo too.
right?
He's got like the little tie string with the handkerchief. I got all my stuff.
It's called a stick and bindle. I don't know why I know that, but I do.
Right.
So if you stay on Cape forever, you're gonna have to take on the role of mentor, and it's gonna feel. I know.
I'm already doing that now.
I
Right.
know, but you're gonna have to like really embrace it if that's something that you want to do, and it's gonna feel a little bit lonely because as a mentor, like it's hard to have peers, right? So if you're teaching somebody, you kind of isolate yourself from the group, and it's also not gonna be like it's not gonna not make you money, but you're still gonna be counting those coins and having to like tightly control your finances, right? Like everybody else on Cape Cod.
It's obnoxious.
That
Yeah,
sounds
it's really
about
awful.
right now. And any of my
Mhm.
proteges that are watching that right
Yes.
now, no.
So travel you're definitely meant for. So this card is just very indicative of like, yes. It's kind of the victory card.
Oh, well, that's perfect. The middle
Right?
one says the world, and I'm naked and my titties are hanging out.
I mean, shouldn't we all have our titties hanging out? But
You got me there.
but it's going to take a long time if you want
No
your career
comment.
to flourish while you travel. It's going to take a really long time for you to do that. Like you're going to be waiting for something, and the travel is going to be exhausting for you. As much as you love it, you really need your in between times with trips. Like you need a nap, you need a vacation from the vacation, as people like to say. But with the hybrid, having like something A and B going on for yourself, this is really where it's at. You have the knowledge, the wherewithal, the energy, the tools to really make this happen and to make this work for you. And it's going to be very lucrative. So this bitch is in a garden and she's got a falcon. And back in the day, if you wanted a falcon, you had
I
to
want a
have
falcon in a
dollars.
garden.
I want a falcon in a garden too.
Right?
She's just having a great
Well,
time.
AJ got the good card.
Yes. And the thing is, for this area, this is going to be very new for you. It's just something that you like when you think about it, brings you a lot of like, I don't know what's going to happen with this, but like I am fucking stoked.
But I'm excited.
Yes.
You perfectly describe me. See, the tarot cards do work.
They do.
They do fascinate me. I love when people pull cards.
I love all the costumes on her. It reminds me of when I went to jury duty in Falmouth.
My friend's the Bales bondsman there.
Dude, great guy. But then the video that they make you watch for jury duty, like everybody's sitting down and like it comes from all walks of life, and then they're all wearing their costumes of their jobs.
Right.
Like there's a construction worker, there's a bard.
Right.
Like,
It's kind of like
and we're like, did this court take place at a spirit Halloween?
It's so The Office is diversity
Red
day.
Ferris.
It's so inappropriate. It's so
We're gonna have a
inappropriate.
Moroccan Christmas. No, damn it! I just want a regular damn Christmas.
It's 2023. It's not hard to refilm this. Please remake it.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
Dude,
Next.
just do a boost because Dwight, like if the last 4 episodes of The Office show us anything, Dwight should have been the boss like the last 2 seasons.
I loved it
the whole time.
Okay, may I pull some?
Yeah.
I have a big financial thing I'm dealing with right now.
Don't we all?
Was your landlord trying to take out your patio too?
She's a real slave driver. It's me. It's me. I'm the landlord.
My landlord's a
My
real
own
bitch.
worst enemy.
Oh my
She's
gosh.
like, don't worry, I'll only charge you triple.
I just want to know if the situation is going to come out the way I hoped it will.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. That makes no sense to you, but I have a certain mental vision of how I want this to work out.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's going to happen that way.
All right.
And I'm as a Capricorn, I must prepare myself.
All right.
I'm one of those people that just needs to know, even if I don't,
Okay.
even if it's bad.
Pull me 4 cards.
Okay. 1, 2.
Mhm.
1. And this sucker on the end right there.
All right.
This is the
1,
end.
2, 3. Oh, fuck yeah.
Yes!
These are all great. These are all.
Yay,
If
yay.
you could choose cards in the deck to pull for yourself, these would be the ones most people would choose.
I am like a disgusting strategic planner. It's
Mhm.
slow, it's steady, it's methodical. It's like,
Mhm.
it's so slow. It's so exhausting to me because everybody wants it now.
Mhm.
But I do have a plan. I do see it working out, and
Yeah.
I just demand it to do so. So
Yeah.
thank you for that.
So the cautionary tale in here, though, would be that you really need to be more patient.
What?
I'm sorry.
What?
So you're. Like,
I love how you
super
did like
focused.
a Tim Allen.
So You are super focused on like the amazingness that this could be.
Yeah.
And that is great. That's exactly where you need your mind to be. But
Okay.
you really need to like dig deep and just kind of be really patient
So hard.
and maybe go a little more with the flow. Like there's something about like you really like to have control over a situation.
It's bad.
Yes. And then at some point when stuff starts to get moving, you might have to let go of the reins a little
Yeah,
bit. and just-
that's when I panic
Mhm.
usually, and then that's
Yeah.
when I put my foot down, and then I'm like, oh no, that was the bad thing to do.
Yes.
It's like trying to stop the stream. Just let
No.
it go.
So the chariot is like the go card, right? That's like when stuff really starts moving and like, oh my God, yes, you should totally go for this. Go now, go yesterday. But the thing that nobody really notices in this card is that he's not actually holding on to any reins. He's just letting these sphinxy lions pull him where they want to go. And he's just like, I'm just along for the ride. So it's yes, you want to go, but you also need to relinquish a little bit of control so you can move forward.
Yeah,
But it all ends really well for you.
I agree. Cindy says you should have Holly do some tarot on your show. You are always welcome to do so. If you want
Yeah.
to set up a little virtual shop, even so you don't have to drive here.
Yeah.
Because get up at ugly o'clock is not exactly fun. I can just beam you in socially.
Oh, well,
Beam you in.
I'm happy to
It's
come
like
in. Honestly.
I
Spaceballs
love
and your
that.
head is in reverse.
And
Thank you
Nobody
so
told
much.
me my ass was so big.
shameless self promotion. If you want a tarot reading from me, I'm doing them at the shop now on Fridays.
Woo, woo.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So maybe we could do like baby breadcrumb readings, and then you
Yeah.
can go get your full on if you're like, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
that's not enough for me.
No, so I do a unique blend of tarot and life coaching because it's not so much like, okay, yeah, here's what's in the cards for you, but like here's how you can have some sense of because I love a sense of control. I love control.
See, it's bad.
It is. It's really bad.
Are you a
but-
Capricorn?
No, I'm a Pisces, but
Oh.
I've got a Leo rising and a Taurus moon. So
I don't know what that means, but
a lot of earth, a lot of fire.
okay.
Very little Piscean, whatever. I don't know why that is, but it is what it is.
Right?
Yeah, I don't pretend to know astrology.
Yeah,
we
me
have an
either.
18-year-old astrologer for that. He's fucking adorable. He like walked in, his dad drove him in, and he's just like, I'd like to be an astrologer, please. And I was like, okay, well, give me a test reading. And then he
Oh,
did.
I love that. Though.
I know. And then he did. And then I was just like, your dad drove you here. Like,
There
dare
is
you
something
tell
to
me
be
that?
said
Like-
about
Yeah, but when he eventually drives, that kid's gonna get laid.
Oh,
like,
he drives
constantly.
now.
Yeah,
And
okay.
And
I
Cindy
cannot
said
speak to
AJ can give a comedic reading.
that would be amazing.
Guys, we just developed a new show here.
Yes, I would be like, gay, gay.
Sorry, that's what's in your
Honestly,
forecast.
That's a lot of tarot these days. So he's not wrong.
I love this group in front of you right now. I really do. It is such a we've had such a joyous hour together. I can't even believe we've been sitting here because it doesn't feel like it's been that long.
Has it already been?
Yeah, it's been over an hour. It's longer
That's
than I
crazy.
normally keep my shows, but we're having so much fun with
You're
it.
trying to do your wonderful story. I'm just doing my snarky comments and just
No,
being Mr. Krabs.
that's
I
what you're
mean, somebody
supposed
has
to
to be
do.
snarky because I'm not allowed to be in this matter. So
You had brought up fire earlier, and I want could you-
fire.
R.I.P. this butthead over here. What you were saying something about? We can talk about that a little bit
all of a
later.
sudden, all of a sudden, the condo association,
You're right.
all of them are going to be cornholio.
I love it.
they're not
like-
awesome enough to be cornholio.
Yeah, like cue the green.
First, you must bring me TV for my bunghole.
They,
I'm gonna recut this with the green screen.
They
Here. No, I'm kidding.
they are the TP that needs.
Dude.
They are the butthole that needs the TP.
No, that's it.
honestly.
And then when you bring your lawyers, they're like, "Are you threatening me?"
Send lawyers guns and money. Amazing.
good.
So, just quickly talk about what you were
Mhm.
saying about fire, where we were like we paused
Oh.
that, like
Oh,
the
so-
meaning of fire.
So fire is an altar. So fire is used across like a cajillion different traditions.
Mhm.
So
A cajillion.
a cajillion. So it's very alchemical and transformational. So fire can be really dangerous, but it also allows us to thrive in alchemical English magics and in a bunch of different root working whatever. Like fire is just used for transformation as a symbol. So my way of using it would be for offerings. And I also like to venerate a bunch of different hearth goddesses. Hestia or Vesta would be the Greek and Roman version of not the same goddess, because they're technically not the same, but if you're looking for allegorical goddesses, they protect the hearth and home, and they do so fiercely. And then Sekhmet from Kemetic traditions is a lion-headed goddess of fire and destruction and war. You've got the Morrigan. But fire is actually, I just talked about this in our Primal Rage Circle. We have a free Primal Screaming Circle every other Tuesday.
Yep. Sign me up for that.
Yep. It's amazing. You should come. I would love to have you.
I'm
So,
loud. I don't
yep.
know if you want me.
Yes, we want. Are you kidding me? I'm tired of being the loudest bitch in the room. So, like,
I'm used to it.
yeah. So fire is very alchemical. So in our society, we're taught, like women especially are taught that, anger is really just the surface emotion, and you need to get to what's underneath and what's deeper. And it turns out you can transmute a lot of emotion if you tap into that anger and that fire, and release it in healthy ways. I'm not, don't go, visit a rage room or go to a primal screaming circle.
Throw some
or
axes.
Scream into a pillow. Throw some axes.
Yeah,
do
that's
what you
where we're
gotta
gonna see
do.
Cliff Harris.
Yeah,
for
right.
that.
Right?
We're coming for
Yeah.
you, Cliff.
Throwing an axe would be like at a target, not at a
Correct.
target.
Thank you.
In a
would
target.
be-
We have enough
yeah.
problems on the Cape. We don't need to be on the news for that
Yeah.
either.
yeah, but it is tapping into that fire is a way to transmute stuff that isn't serving you anymore. And same thing with fire. You can let a lot of stuff go to the flame, and it's how it's delivered to a bunch of different deities. One of my favorites would be Hermes and Mercury. So I guess two of my favorites, because again, allegorical but not samesies. God of merchants and traders, and then if you're into Hermetic philosophy, also the god of knowledge. So Hermes Trismegistus, so Thoth, basically. When you give
It
an
sounds
offering,
good. I don't know what it is, but I'll look it up later.
I know we could talk forever about it, and I won't do that because
All
the
I heard
show's
was
already gone
Mercury.
over, right?
And the doctor says,
I
"Stop
mean-
eating fish, hey
Right.
Penny.
And or the Freddy version of that, who was amazing.
Stop
but
eating the bottom feeding fish, AJ. I can't help it. They're
no,
there."
they're delicious. I will never
Low-hanging
stop.
fruit.
Oh my goodness. All the mercury. That's why we're so weird, you guys.
Prob-
And the microplastics too. I
I
can't
mean-
get enough of them. If I could do a spoonful of just the microplastics,
Yeah.
I would.
I mean, I'm glad we have the Barbie movie, but we didn't need it because we're also plastic
Plenty.
already.
Yeah, PFAS it is.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Dude, we've been making fun of Cher for years,
Yep.
and all
Mm.
of a sudden, you have no issue. I'm like, all right, sorry, Cher.
I kind of like that movie though. I don't know why.
I haven't seen it yet. I
Everybody loves it. The
I
only
didn't
person that
want to
doesn't-
like it. I went in and didn't want to like it, and I liked it. So
No, see, I know I'm gonna love it.
yeah,
And it's like apparently they used a lot of practical effects instead of CGI, and like
Correct.
that's kind of why I want to see it on the big screen. But also now I'm 40, so I have to pee in the middle of a movie no matter what it is.
that's fair.
and I don't want to miss it.
I accept
so,
that.
Yeah.
Dude, so
Our
so-
new reality, everybody.
yeah.
Accept it.
they said the pee break in the Barbie movie is when Gosling is in jail and they're
That's yeah. There you go. I appreciate that.
Right. I mean, like I missed a solid 10 minutes of Spider-Man Homecoming, and I refused to and I was like, my
Ruined your day.
going career is done.
Throw it off.
It did.
Cindy says she officially loves AJ. So
Yes.
you've gained a new fan here today.
Thank you, Cindy.
You know, could always go one way or another here on the show.
No.
You just never know.
you better believe. The community was mad because I was dating a woman recently, and they also
How dare.
I know, and they've caught me eating at a Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
And they said, "Oh, dare you, AJ, you realize they don't want you to marry your boyfriend." I'm like, I don't want to marry him either.
There's a lot to that joke. If you didn't process it, it's good.
Oh, you'll think about it on the way home. You'll be
All right.
driving,
Oh,
like,
what?
Oh,
I get it now. I get it. Funny jokes he's got.
But much like my comedy, because like if everybody's laughing and you're not laughing at that moment, you'll be driving home. Like, oh, I just got kicked out of my edible right now.
Damn it. I hate when that happens. Didn't time it right.
Womp womp.
I know. Well, if you got up this morning and missed this whole show, you definitely didn't time your morning right. Rewatch it. And thank you so much, Holly from
No, thank
Ritual. AJ Hapenny, paperback comedy, where you can find shows over at Naukabout and other places. Support Holly with her paper writing. That's it. We're going old school. We're going grassroots.
Yep.
And
Oh my God, they yelled at the mail lady the other day. Like I can't even. Like
They
so
yelled
that
at
was
the
like,
mail
they're
lady.
getting to the
How
post
evil.
office.
like so,
The
How
government, the government's now involved.
the other day, like we were like, so I'm just like doing my thing in my crystal store and it's amazing. And then like the mail woman comes in and she's just like, I just want you to know I have no mail for you today, but I support what you're doing. And I was just like, what? And she's just like, yeah, I just delivered some certain mail and I got a really nasty comment. So I'm just here to tell you I support what you're doing. And I'm just like, don't take it out. Like, don't take it out on your civil servants. Like, come on. Like, this lady's just trying to make a living and delivering mail. It's not her fault that you're jerks and deserve postcards. Like,
That's above and beyond.
yeah.
They're yelling at this woman for delivering mail. They're treating her like Newman. I mean, come on.
Hello,
Jerry.
I've always had a soft spot in my heart for Newman. So.
Hello,
Oh my God, with
Newman.
the bags of undelivered mail.
That's
That's
it.
the best one.
Right?
Like, Kramer, you gotta help me.
That's
They'll put me away for 30 years.
put all the cards in their house, just like Newman, stealing the
Mhm.
mail or not delivering it for a couple of days. Yes, please. Cindy said, "You guys have made me laugh so hard I peed. Should I go to Target now?" Yes,
Yeah.
you should.
Yes, go to Target, but definitely not the movies.
Yes, Cindy. It's
Overrated.
the best place to take a dump.
I mean,
Good morning, Chris. I know you're
Don't
going to
take
bed with that
dumps at
image in
Target.
your. What's a public shitter? My son is a public shitter. I don't get it.
I
Sorry,
don't-
we're not. I don't even know why I had to offer that to you as we were leaving this live feed, but we're now leaving. This will
Okay.
probably continue for a little while.
Public
here.
shitter. We're gonna end on that. Her son's a public shitter. Just shits freely.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say that as the weirdest
I
bitch
pulled an
here,
ab
public
muscle.
shitters are
I don't
weirder.
know. I
clean up on aisle 4 in electronics.
We gotta go support the show. We love you all. Bye. Bye.